The subject of diversity and inclusion is now as important as ever, especially to the internationally trained lawyer community. We are hoping to drive these conversations to bring about the needed change in this space and also create an avenue to interact with relevant stakeholders on how we can bring about this change in the Canadian legal community.
Good afternoon. I'll start with the usual awkwardness. I hope everyone can hear me. Yes. Okay, looks like that's good. I don't think I'm a cat, so that's good too. First of all, thank you to ITL for extending the invitation. My name is Afshan Naveed. I'm a partner at Dentons Canada LLP. I'm internationally trained.
My name is Holly Wong. I'm in-house counsel at a national accounting firm headquartered in Calgary. In terms of my experience on the topic of diversity and inclusion, I bring my personal experience as a racialized woman in the not-for-profit sector, academia, and now the legal profession. Currently, I'm the president of the Western chapter of the Federation of Asian Canadian Lawyers, and I recently became a member of the Calgary Police Services Anti-Racism Committee. I'm honored to be a panelist, so thank you ITL for inviting me among these other accomplished and knowledgeable lawyers and for the opportunity to learn from everyone.
I'm Cal Johnson. I'm a counsel with the Burnett Duckworth and Palmer in Calgary, a sort of large regional Western Canadian firm, and have been with them since I articled and practiced there for now over 45 years. I've also been a bencher of the Law Society since 2013 and currently serve as vice chair of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee.
Hi there, I'm Kathleen Ryan. I'm a partner with DLA Piper Canada. I am the current chair of the EDI Advisory Committee for the Law Society of Alberta and a member of the Bencher Committee as well on EDI, and I look forward to the discussion today.
So, hello everyone, it's Armand Chak. I'm a sole practitioner in Edmonton, Alberta. I practice in human rights law, as others have pointed out. I work with Cal and I work with Kathleen as a bencher as well. I've worked with the Canadian Bar Association, Legal Education Society of Alberta. I've worked with the Federation of Asian Canadian Lawyers. I've worked with the South Asian Bar Association. So I've worked with lots of the different equity-seeking groups. So ITL, it's good that ITL is also taking on this important discussion as well.
Again, thank you to ITL, International Trained Lawyers Network, to Kenny, our president, to Cynthia, our vice president, to Anjana for all the help in setting up and organizing this event, and to all the other directors of ITL that are here with us today.
Growing up, Calgary was very, quote, white, especially in the neighborhood I grew up and in the schools I went to. And so you didn't want to be different. You wanted to put your head down, do your best, didn't want anyone to pay attention to the fact of what you look like, wanted to be there for your merit, as everyone does now today as well. But it was very clear I avoided it. Progressed along the chain and eventually joined the partnership last year. And when I lifted up my head, I had a lot of comments from young associates saying, well, the reason I joined Dentons is because you were here. And I'm like, what? That's not a reason to join a law firm. It should be because of the work and the quality and the type of area of practice. Like, why would you care who's in the partnership? And they're like, well, because no one looks like me. When we're looking at diversity and inclusion, we're not just pandering to looks. And so when I thought about it, I was like, oh, okay, often I do get asked to do things, and the sole reason, it's not really my background.
It's not enough just to hire someone for the sake of completing a roster. You have to put practice behind your actions.
It must be because of what I look like.
So to me, cultural competency means changing the mentality and acknowledging what is unseen or what is taken for granted. It's about recognizing that cognitive biases exist, that it's integrated into our broader culture and systems and structures, and accepting that that diversity and inclusion means that we have to go to the root of our behavior and the unspoken norms that govern our behavior.
Or am I just picking someone, for lack of a better term, oh, here's a brown girl, we like her otherwise, she went to a good school, grades are good, let's put her up for everything.
Around the benefits of having a diverse and inclusive workplace. Kathleen, thank you.
Thanks so much, Ariana, and I thank the ITL network as well, and Jenna and Kenny. Thank you so much for this opportunity. But the thought of removing such a huge talent pool from consideration in the workplace is, from a business perspective, ridiculous. That is where the talent is. The talent is in the internationally trained lawyer.
As part of the pushback that we get from working in the area of human rights, is that people start to say, well, I didn't know that was happening, or really, it's almost like using a legal term. It's willful blindness, right?
And if you look at the historical perspective, made sense, right? Calgary historically was a prominently white community of certain demographics, certain socioeconomic status. Those types of people went to law school. Those type of people graduated from law school.
I still have a lot to learn. I found Ashfan's comments really interesting because I too grew up in Edmonton. I had very few people of color around me as I was growing up, but what I now see in stark terms is that to a very significant extent, the legal profession doesn't look like the world around us. We need to do better. It's as simple as that.
When Justin Trudeau appointed his cabinet, and he was asked the first time around, and he was asked, well, why did you hire these women? Why did you hire these ethnic minority, or why did you appoint them? And he said, because it's 2020. No, wrong answer. They are the right people for the job.
Thanks for having this. Thanks to the organizers, and thanks to the panelists and the attendees as well. Take care, everybody.